Just give me a second. I will start it as usual. I see some unfamiliar names. I see quite a lot familiar names. For the people which might be new, please let me know if we do need to go over the fundamentals of our token. It's like, yeah, roughly 50 minutes presentation, really fast, really quick, and it gives the people a very good idea of the goals of our token. Please just let me know in the chat if we need to go over it. Just write in the chat yes, if I should go over it, if we do not need it at all. Money bin, yes. All right, then let's do it. In a little bit, yeah, not a rush, but we need, or we have 1 hour time today again, because since we still attend our day jobs, we have to, yeah, schedule all the meetings in the evenings. Just no problem, but it restricts us some days of longer AMAs. But the giveaway actually starts with the end of the AMA, right, Moneybin? So, yes, sir. All right. Yeah, perfect. So the giveaway will start after the AMA, and roughly 1 hour time. Sadly only, but I think tomorrow I will have more time again for the start of the weekend, at least in Germany. 8 p.m. UTC, or if the AMA runs over, then when you end call. All right. So basically 8 p.m. UTC start of the giveaway, or when I end the call, when I run over it. So let us not lose any time, and we will start with the fundamentals. Yes, you can see the little presentation. Perfect. We will always start with the tags, because we have some people which are pretty new in the overall crypto space, or in this whole tokenomic space, and gives you a quick idea why we need to apply a tax on buys and sells. So the tax, we do have 15% overall tax. So 15% for every buy, 15% for every sell. We do need this taxes, otherwise we couldn't maintain our start of the ecosystem. 8% of the tax are used for BUSD reflections. You do not need to do anything to receive the reflections. You only need to hold banks in your wallet and also need to add BUSD to your wallet. You will automatically receive the BUSD once the contract starts to distribute them. A little bit of background info for the contract itself, because some people might be new to such a contract. So the contract is collecting a tax in our token. So if you buy 100 banks, 15 banks are kept in form of our token. At a threshold of, right now it is set at 400 billion tokens. Once it hits this threshold, the first cell will trigger the contract cell, which shows up, for example, in Dextools as 3 or 4 cells in a row. It's 3 cells if, for example, I like to trigger the contract with a cell of 1 bank, and a cell of 1 bank is way too low to actually show up in Dextools. That's why you will only see the 3 contract cells. If there is a cell triggering the contract big enough, then you will see 4 cells at basically the same time. Then the contract starts to distribute the BUSD to every holder. With every transaction taking place, it distributes the BUSD to around 4 to 8 different wallets. It might take some time. You just need to be a little bit patient, which shouldn't be a problem at all. You will receive them definitely automatically. If you really, really need a BUSD rewards, you can connect to our dashboard and manually claim open rewards for distribution. Just keep in mind, if you do it this way, you have to pay the gas fee yourself. So we do not recommend to use this way at all. Just be a little bit patient and you will receive the BUSD rewards. 4% are allocated to marketing / our fund. So 2.5% for marketing at the moment and 1.5% used for our fund. We have 2% used for a buyback and burn. This is a manual buyback and burn. We did use some of the funds for the buyback for our actual community fund. Right now, we have been buying back constantly, in smaller amounts, just to help to push the liquidity up to a healthy status. And we did also, make our first burn. The first burn was roughly 9.9 trillion tokens worth at the time of the burn around 40k. So these tokens are out of circulation. 1% of the tax is for auto liquidity, also a very important part, because especially for a early token, it is very important to build a healthy liquidity ratio over time. All right, this for the taxes. If you happen to have any questions, just raise your hand. If you do not want to talk, because we are recording this and uploading it to YouTube, just write your question in the chat and ping me on it. All right. So, our token, BankersDream, what are we aiming for? What is our overall goal? So our goal is to create passive income. Now, the first step of creating passive income are the actual BUSD rewards. There is one problem with a reward token, which is that it is always dependent on volume. If you are, because right now the past few days have been, let's say, a lower volume for the overall market, so also lower volume for our token, because the market is just in a very uncertain state right now. And in this lower volume weeks and days, you will see less BUSD rewards. So this is a very inconsistent way of generating passive income. Of course, if the volume picks up to a very high 24 hours volume, then you will see a lot of BUSD rewards being distributed in a day. But to sustain a passive source of income, we needed to come up with different utilities in our ecosystem. The first utility we added was our actual Bankers Whale fund. We are building this since roughly 2.5 weeks and constantly working on it, of course, every day. We will go into detail for the actual fund in a second. There are more utilities to come in the future. On the roadmap, there is displayed a launchpad we want to develop with some twists to the launchpad itself. And there are some other ideas we have in our heads, which we are currently checking with different blockchain developers, if they are doable in our early stage of the project. So let's see a lot of things in the building. For our ecosystem, you will always know every edition will have a twist to it in which we will provide an additional way of income for our holders. So for example, if we launch a launchpad, of course we need to take some fees for projects launching on the launchpad. Part of the fees will be allocated to our holders, back to our holders. We will not keep them for ourselves. This is the whole intention behind this token, creating a ecosystem which has many different sources of income for the holders, and creates a very big incentive to actually hold the token and to also become independent of the token itself, because a reward token on its own, it is not sustainable in the long run. It works with some hype building up, but if you do not add any utilities, you will see such a reward token slowly die off. That's why it's very important for us, especially since we want to fully focus on this whole passive income theme, to create different utilities. So the first utility we added was the Bankers Whale Fund. This is basically a community fund. We did start the fund around 2 weeks ago. We have some additions made. You can always check out the holdings at the moment of our fund in our dashboard, in our D app. Give it some time to load. There's still a issue with the loading time. A little bit tricky to solve it. So give it a little bit of time. It might take 5 to 10 seconds for the dApp to actually fetch the data, and then we will be able to. Give me a second. I just need to lower one's volume. Where have we been now? It might take some time to actually fetch the data and then display it. Also keep in mind, since we are fetching the data off our fund wallet and then displaying it in real time, we are not able to show right now the stake tokens. So we have some, quite a good amount, for example, in Moon staked. It doesn't show up in this application at the moment. This should change this weekend, in which we will add the values manually, which we have been staking, and then you will be able to fully display the whole fund, even with the staked portion of the tokens. Yeah, because of course we want to give 100% transparency and not only show the holdings of the fund which are actually in the wallet itself. So for the fund, a pretty straightforward strategy. Let me please now. We do have the marketing wallet, as we saw in this text bubble before. Parts of the marketing wallet are allocated to the fund. The way this works is we as a team, for the people which are new, we are a team with financial background. So we are 2 trained bankers from Germany, still working as financial advisors. We have 1 insurance agent and we have 1 software developer on the team. So on the core team, on the founders team. We do have the knowledge for the vetting process of different projects. Of course, we are not always 100% right, so do not take the additions of the fund as financial advice. But overall, we are trying to vet the projects for long-term sustainability, for the long-term potential of the project, and also we are vetting the team itself. So the projects we actually add into the fund are considered safe from our side, and these projects are also considered long-term holds. So this is, this investments are not a quick flip for for 2 weeks. These are actual long-term investments. Of course, risky, especially if you look at ICOs. Pretty risky investments in ICOs, but overall the best growth potential there. Once we have the projects vetted and can confirm this might be a good addition to the fund itself, we will then set up a poll. So in the end, the community will decide which project should be ultimately added into our community fund. This is the way we want to work there, because of course we are pretty experienced in such vetting processes, but still there might be some things we actually miss if we take a look at different projects, and maybe our community will be able to see this, let's say, little hurdle in a project which we might have missed. So with the votes we actually want to motivate the people to do a little bit of research, because of course the community fund is for the holders. Just to do a little bit of research, start discussions about the different projects, we won't ban anyone who talks about another token in our project. We are not competing with other projects. We want this overall crypto space to succeed, especially our investments. So this for the polls. There will be a voting system, a voting dashboard added to our actual dashboard, so we can secure that only banks holders can vote in our polls. Because right now the last polls we took have been set up in Telegram. Basically anyone could just join our Telegram channel and just give this a vote, yeah, which is not the intention behind it. Of course, it is restricted to the community only. So once we have the fund running, it needs a certain size, which will also the community will decide when we will actually start to distribute the yield of the fund. We had the idea of around 150k overall holdings. Some people told us, no, better take a little bit longer and use the yield to compound into the fund, and maybe start at 500k total holdings, or as I see in the chat right now, 2 million total holdings. We will leave this for the community, yeah, because of course, keep in mind, if volume picks up in our token, the fund will grow a lot faster. And additionally, if we compound into the fund, it will also grow a lot faster to a lot bigger size, which is the intention. Because the bigger the fund gets, the more stable our token itself will be, because this fund provides an additional source of income. This fund is completely independent of our token. It is not affected from our market cap. It is not affected from our daily volume. So even if we have zero volume in our token, we will still receive in the future yield of the fund. Now, this is the main goal, to provide a sustainable source of passive income. And of course, if this project really take off and the fund reaches a size of 10 million over time or 50 million over time, there will be huge amounts of yield generated, which are able to get distributed. Of course, there will be a lot of restructuring in the future. So we are looking into possible ways to structure this fund as an actual DAO. So it is a really decentralized utility, a safe utility, let's say rug risk. Yeah, we are a safe team. We are not doing anything shady, but of course, there are always concerns of some people. Yeah, so structuring this whole thing in the future as a DAO is the safest way for everyone, and gives our token a huge utility once this grows to a decent size. Then of course the yield will be distributed in part to our holders. But let's take a look at the early distribution. Wait, this is the wrong bubble. So this is a very early distribution we came up. A pretty easy distribution for the assets in the fund itself. We needed to keep this simple because, of course, we started at a very low cap. So we will most likely not have 1 million volume per 24 hours instantly to grow this fund to a very, very big size very fast. Yeah, this is all made step by step. Slowly but steadily, which is always the healthy way. So this will change in the future. A lot of additions will be made. Right now we are focusing on an overall distribution of 10% into ICOs, 20% into staking tokens, 30% in different reward tokens, and 40% overall as a cash reserve. This doesn't mean that we won't invest this 40%. So this cash reserve will grow smaller and smaller with the actual fund growing bigger. But we need this cash reserve because we are dollar cost averaging our investments into the different projects. Right now, most of this cash reserve, of course, is invested because the market is bleeding. A lot of projects have been dumped on pretty badly, which is bad for the project itself, but great for us as actual investors because we can pick bigger amounts of the token at a discounted price. So also keep in mind for your own investments, this now is actual financial advice. If you are looking to invest long term into different projects, not only our project, use these times in the space to invest, to cost average more money into different projects, because this is what we are able to see in many different other tokens, dropping from 14 million, for example, for a project we are watching as a potential investment, dropping from 14 million market cap down to around 4 million market cap. This is a pretty big hit. But nothing has changed in the project at all. Yeah, the team is still a great team. The project is working. They are actively working on the utilities. So nothing has changed fundamentally about the project. It is just the people getting scared. Sometimes the people are being misleaded because they do not know about pairings in projects. So, for example, for BSC projects, they are paired with BNB. So also our token, we can take a look at it later, is paired with BNB. And with the market dipping, a token is automatically losing value. And some people are getting scared by these things because they are checking and they see, wow, the market cap is going down, so yeah, I will better sell and keep on or jump to another project. Or a lot of people are also hunting the green candles, it is not bad to be a trader, but most of the people we see hunting these green candles are actually losing money. There are only a few people really good at this, sometimes also very lucky at this. Luck is also a factor in such things. And just for your own sake, for your own investments, use these times, dollar cost average in, go in with a long-term hold, search for fundamentally good projects, for transparent teams, for active teams, and you will see a lot better results in your overall investments. So take this as actual financial advice, and not only for our token, also for your other investments. So, cash reserve, as I said before, mostly invested. We are constantly, of course, collecting from the tax, and right now it is a little bit hard to make a new addition because we do not want another ICO as an addition, as the next addition into our fund, because we just recently added one ICO. We are looking for a more established token, and right now at the current market situation we could see a lot of straight away dumping going on in very interesting projects. So we will keep on watching, and then we will set up some other polls, most likely this week still, and let's just keep watching because the market is in a very weird in a very weird place at the moment. So this for the distribution. The yield distribution is very simple. 75% of the future yield generated will be distributed to our holders. 25% are used for either charity and or marketing. Marketing does also include compounding into the fund itself. So if we do not need any additional marketing funds because we are stacked on our marketing wallet in the future, then of course we will just compound into the fund itself. So this for the distribution. It is a lot getting distributed to the holders, but this is the intention behind our project. It is a very unique approach, especially from the utility side. And it creates, once this is running, it creates a huge incentive to actually hold. We will avoid this whole swing trading problems, which might come with the actual distribution of the yield. We will avoid them by getting a little bit of a time lock on the distribution. So only a holder who has, yeah, who has invested for, let's say, for example, 1 week or 2 weeks and was holding our token for 1 or 2 weeks is able to receive the yield. And then, of course, we won't announce any future distributions. Yeah, just for the sake of avoiding swing traders. Nothing wrong about swing trading. So if you are a swing trader, yeah, do not feel that I wanted to put you in a bad spot. But of course, with such things, you do want to avoid swing trading. All right. This for the distribution. A very quick overview of the plans of our token. Of course, this is still the very, very early utility added. There's a lot more to come in the future. A lot more we are currently working on in the background. But some people already noticed it. We do not want to rush anything. Yeah, we want things to be done correctly and smoothly, because we have been running into a lot of different issues already, for example, with the whole CMC untracked status and all these things. And we have been performing pretty well with the strategy we've been running so far, even in a bleeding market. So overall, yes, we will keep it this way. Be a little bit patient. Good things are not done in 1 or 2 days. And yeah, this is a long-term project. Keep this in mind. Once the fund has a decent size, we are able to provide a steady source of income. Of course, let's need to switch back into this, because I said this is still the early distribution. There are a lot of different things we can add in the future into the fund. For example, yield farming. For example, property in the metaverse. For example, mining. Yeah, so there are a lot of different possibilities. Of course, we cannot add everything right from the start, especially with our current volume, because our volume in the token is a bit, yeah, gives us the actual funds to build our community fund and to do the marketing. So with the volume picking up, you will see a lot of different things to be added. More expensive things, more expensive marketing strategies, and all of this stuff coming once, of course, we are able to collect all this stuff. So this as a background info. Still very early distribution, because this is the easiest way to kickstart a fund. Keep in mind also, because I did receive this question already quite some time, if we should, or let's keep it this way, that we should buy banks with the fund and just hold it in the fund. This is not the intention behind the fund. With the fund, we want to be independent of our token, independent of our trade volume. If we start investing actively in our token and then holding a bigger chunk of it, the fund will be, in some parts, be dependent on the token itself, which is not the intention. This should be a completely independent source, a sustainable source of passive income. And it shouldn't matter what our token is doing for the fund itself. This fund has a holding of 5 trillion Banks tokens. This was a team vesting we did wave on. We did pay it into the fund. Just to give it a kickstart, just to use also some of the BUSD generated to compound into the fund itself. These tokens will also stay in the fund, so they are no longer property of the team. They are now property of the community in the fund itself. This was just a little addition made in the very, very early stage of the fund. And it worked out pretty well. A lot of dollars generated for the fund to use as an additional investment. But no, we won't buy additional Banks tokens from the fund itself. That is why we have the buyback and burn wallet. this is the intention behind the buyback and burn wallet. Are there questions for this fundamental part? I can't see any raised hands. Again, if you do not want to talk to me, no problem at all. Just write your question in the chat and ping me on it, and then I can answer it from the chat directly. Just waiting a few seconds because I see Jake typing. And then I will parallelly pick up this here. Should be able to see this. Yes, perfect. 1 second. Would you consider investing into more stable coins like Bitcoin, etc.? Yes, of course. We are looking at different bigger tokens, as for example, Crow or Matic or other things like this. Bitcoin itself, no, because Bitcoin is not generating passive income in any form for us. We are, of course, always, especially for the investments, because we do not want to actively trade in the fund. Of course, if one of our ICO investments does, for example, a 20 or 30x, we will secure some profits over time. But overall, the idea is to build decent wallet sizes, decent holdings in other tokens. Doesn't matter if they are from smaller market caps or from very big market caps or from this, you can say blue chip tokens, this very, very big established tokens or coins. Always the long-term intention behind it. But yes, of course, this is not a fund which is only focused on very, very early projects or something like this. But also keep in mind, especially with early investments and with not, let's say, huge amounts of money available for investments, it is pretty hard to buy into blue chip coins and generate a decent amount of yield. This is something which will most likely happen a lot in the future. That we will take bigger chunks of money at once and then start to buy into this blue chip tokens. Hope I could answer this question with this one. Any additional questions? All right, I will just keep an eye on the chat and on the VC itself. And then a thing I wanted to show the people for the actual pairing of a token. So if you look at our chart, our pairing is BNB, wrap BNB, but essentially it's BNB paired with banks. So our liquidity is made up of BNB. What happens if BNB is losing 20, 30, 40% of its initial value? Our liquidity, which for example in Dextools, it might be hard to see for you at the moment, but you can take a look here. You will see the total liquidity. You will see the, where is it? Here, pooled BNB, which is the actual liquidity pool. So right now our liquidity pool is consisting of 350 BNB. So if BNB loses value, our liquidity pool is losing value and our project itself is getting dragged down. Only for the reason that we are paired with BNB. So it doesn't matter if no one is buying or selling. If BNB loses value, our project loses value automatically. This is also the reason why a lot of projects start a little bit of a panic sell run, of a dumping run, once a market turns red. Because a lot of people are actually panic selling in this particular times. They see the project losing value, they will furthermore dump on the project itself, and this sets off a little bit of a chain reaction, because we all know there are a lot of people which dump very fast on a project. 1 second, are you planning to send weekly or monthly newsletter to bankers showing how investments are doing? Of course. Yes, we are right now working on a fact sheet, which we can update, for example, every week, in which we can display the fund itself, the holdings, updated for every single week. I think this is what you've been looking for with the newsletter. So yes, fact sheet is still getting designed at the moment. Missing some essential parts in the fact sheet. And of course, we need a fact sheet which is easily adjustable in the future. So of course, we will take our time right now just to make it easy for us in the future. All right. So this is what people need to understand with the whole pairing of tokens of projects paired with, for example, BNB or Ethereum or something like this. Yeah, doesn't matter at all. This is the reason why they are also very, very volatile. Yeah, especially in this current market situations with BNB just basically BNB in the BSC space dumping on the projects themselves. But the other way around, if BNB picks up in value again, if we see in the future a value of BNB again of $400, $500, $600, this drags up the token or any project on the BSC chain automatically. This is why you also see the market overall getting green, getting good gains. Now I'm really talking of a real recovery, not this whole sideways movement of BNB or Bitcoin itself. And then you will see the altcoins picking up, after it, most likely always after it. Well, the chart is bullish as hell. Yes. Just keep in mind that the market is at a very, very bad situation at the moment. So yes, our chart is looking very, very bullish. Just keep in mind for our chart at the moment, we had a very, very big pump going on recently. This with the sideways movement, just a little bit of background info. This sideways movement was, when this initial pump started, I think it was 120 or 150k ish market cap. So this overall pump here, which with the all-time high sitting at around 4 million, this overall pump was a very, very big pump with a lot of excess being made, so roughly, let's say, around 30x, 40x from here until the all-time high. So if you invested $1,000 here, you would have up here around $30,000 to $40,000. It was a very, very big pump, and we did not expect to hold such a high floor after this pump. This is normal that people are taking profits after a pump. There is no vertical, straight to the moon movement in a chart. At some point you will always see a lot of people taking profits, which lead to the correction of the pump, which is needed, which is very healthy. Especially for us, for example, because bigger wallets are selling off some tokens, and these tokens are being bought by smaller wallets at the time, which are starting to actually build their wallets at this point. So it is a healthier distribution of the tokens over more holders, which leads to a healthier chart in the future. So this whole thing going on here, the whole floor finding process, this whole correction, is a very, very good correction. Yeah, we just zoom in a little bit. We had people, I think it was right at the all-time high. I think someone was selling off 30k worth at once. Yeah, which did lead to a big drop. This job was eaten again. Yeah, this is this whole floor finding process. New investors and existing investors are using these dips created here to reinvest to dollar cost average, which is very smart, yeah, to dollar cost average. And there is just, yeah, a little bit of a resistance, yeah, around this area here. It is around 3 to 3.2 million. So people, for example, here, we had a bigger dump here. Then we had this try of a bull run, and then again here at around the resistance, we had again just someone taking the profits, which is not bad at all. Yeah, as we said before, it is a healthy process. You need these things to happen to have a healthy chart in the future. But as we can see, there are less and less people taking profits. Yeah, there have been more and more red candles here, actually of the profit takers, and there are more and more people, yeah, trying to build the wallets and trying to get a decent wallet. So overall, a very, very high floor, especially if you keep in mind where we came from, around 150k, if 150k-ish start with the bull run. In a red market, keep this in mind, there was nothing additional, because people always ask for marketing, there was nothing very special going on besides our community going crazy, really crazy in this time frame here, and still going crazy every single day. And of course, the whole exposure created overall and over time. But the Coingecko listing, which was the first listing which actually happened, it happened around this, around this stage here. Yeah, this is also why I say people give Coingecko and CoinMarketCap listings way too much credit for a pump. Of course, they lead to a pump, but this pump is almost every time being dumped on by swing traders, which are only there sniping a lot of CMC or CoinGecko listings and trading them. So all of this before was done organically by the community, and only here we had additionally CoinGecko hitting with the listing. Then we had, I think it was around here somewhere, we had CoinMarketCap coming in with the full listing. So right now we are good to go for the future. Yeah, this opens a lot of different opportunities for us. But overall, in this market situation, you won't see this chart many times. Now imagine if we are able to pull this off in a bleeding market, in a very red market. Imagine what we are able to pull off in a green market, in an actually very bullish market, overall market. Yeah. It is very hard to maintain this level, this floor, and to have this growth coming in a market additionally dumping on you. Yeah, we are watching a lot of different projects. A lot of different projects are struggling because of the market dragging them down and additional people selling on top of them. And yeah, a very bullish chart, a very, very strong chart, which also shows that our community is a very, very healthy and strong community. Yeah, of course, there have been some issues which needed to be solved. For example, this whole CMC thing with being untracked. But I think we could show that also the team, if there is an issue appearing, we are doing a lot to solve this issue. Right now, with CMC being listed, because this was one of the bigger things holding us back from actually getting a press release. So the press release, for the people who are not aware what this means, a press release is around 600 sources, including Yahoo Finance and Bloomberg. And yeah, just an article, a professional written article published by these different sources. It creates a very, very big exposure and will help us a lot in the future. Yeah, because marketing is always an exposure game. Also keep this in mind, because also in a lot of other projects I see a lot of people asking when marketing or all this kind of stuff. Of course, if there's no marketing at all going on, this is bad. In this current market situation, you can burn a lot of funds without having any impact at all, because a lot of people are just simply not willing to invest right at this time, at this moment, which I can't understand, because with BNB being down, and yeah, it is just a very good time to invest in a decent project. Yeah, because once BNB recovers, you will see this automatic recovery in different projects if they are doing well overall. Gary, when marketing? Yeah. No, don't ask something like this. We are constantly doing marketing. So the next thing, as I just said, is the press release. Including Yahoo, including Bloomberg. We did submit the articles again to the publisher. Of course, this takes some time, yeah, because if there is nothing holding us back, so in the past there was, for example, this CMC not being listed on CMC holding us back, in which they said, we can't share a project on, for example, Bloomberg, which is not listed on CMC and in a very early stage. Of course, they are also doing some kind of a vetting process. Yeah, so not basically any scam token is able to market itself on this sources, which is totally fine. Yeah, because at some point we will get the press release. Right now, yeah, going for it again. Publisher is doing his work again. And as soon as I have any news for that, of course, I will let everyone know. This evening, we will have another very, very nice Twitter influencer posting for us. So you will see this kind of things happening throughout the week a lot. For example, yesterday we had a Telegram channel just running a quick promotion. Additionally, a Twitter influencer just having a promotion. You will see these things constantly, because we are riding a constant marketing strategy. But you will also see a lot of giveaways happening, because giveaways are, especially with our community, a very, very strong marketing tool, because our community, as the early people will notice, is very, very active on this whole shilling part on Reddit, on Twitter and everything. It is a very, very strong community. If you have the time, because otherwise Moneybin will be mad at me that I didn't talk about this in the AMA. If you have the time and you invested in us, this is an easy way to help us with marketing. Just give the Reddit posts a upvote. If you have the time, drop a comment on the Reddit posts. Like and retweet the tweets shared in here. And these are simple steps. Yeah, this might show us, this won't help at all. But believe me, this is helping a lot. Yeah, going for Reddit, going for Twitter and all of this stuff, building the social media, building our subreddit, our official Twitter account. This is huge. Yeah, this helps tremendously with our marketing. So if you have the time, just join in on some of this Reddit parts or Twitter parts, and it is additionally, it is a lot of fun. Yeah, seeing that our Reddit post on, for example, Satoshi Street Bets is hitting 600 comments and sitting on the hot trending one place without us having to pay a single dollar to actually reach this place. So yes, if you have the time, please join in. It helps a lot. It helps tremendously. Of course, we are doing a lot of marketing on this side. What I see in the chat, why there is no giveaway for small buyers? There should be, or did I miss something? We had the previous giveaway, Harish. I didn't send out the winnings yet. I will do this after the AMA. So we had the biggest buy going on yesterday, which was pinned by, I think, a 10 BNB buy, and we had the random raffle going on for the 0.5 BNB. Don't be worried, Harish. This kind of giveaways will happen constantly, as you might have noticed already. So always going for some different things there. All right. So this for the future. With CMC being listed, one big problem out of the way. Now we're listed on Coingecko and CMC itself. I did already reach out to SafeMoon because they have the swap and you can get listed there. We are just checking in if it's possible for us to maybe get listed there. Then we would have to provide the whole liquidity pairing. Let's see if we can get listed. Of course, this is nothing which will happen tomorrow, so please don't ask from now on in the chat when SafeMoon. We are working on it, and it might happen in the future if everything goes fine. Just don't start this when SafeMoon. Yeah, exactly. I know. I think I started something there. Oh no. All right. Now these are things. Of course, we are working on them. On the side, talking to a lot of different other teams, projects, devs for possible things to do. I think AJ mentioned it before. We are right now looking for a possible way to integrate NFTs into our project. Not in this traditional way. It will be a integration of NFTs which are a utility and which will most likely also being used as an actual asset and not just as art. Yeah, it's fine to use an NFT as art, but of course in this kind of project we want to use NFTs as a asset itself. But let's see. These are still things we are checking out. Now with CMC being listed, next thing we definitely need to pin is the press release. And then we have a lot of different opportunities. Yeah, this opens a lot of opportunities. So yeah, just getting ready for the next run. You never know when it might start. It might happen this weekend. We do not know. Our chart looks very good to actually start a bull run again, like we started here. Yeah, because you can see a lot of paper hands here, or not paper hands, let's not call them paper hands, yeah, because they most likely held from somewhere here. They did buy in somewhere here. So these are people just actually taking profits, which is totally fine. Yeah, nothing wrong about this whole part. But you can see here a lot of sell pressure was here, and right now we see actually more buy pressure than sell pressure. This is what you want to see in a chart. Yeah, you have this run. Of course, after a run, a lot of sell pressure going on, and at some point this should switch over, and you should see slowly more buy pressure than sell pressure. Yeah, and this constellation can actually trigger another bull run. And it doesn't matter of the market situation or anything like that. if people see this and want to jump on it, they will jump on it. We saw it here before. The market crashed on top of us, with BNB being, I think BNB did hit $330 in this bull run. So we had BNB actually just basically dumping on our project, but still we had this going on, yeah, which is huge. So let's it's the only safe moon in the chat. I, I won't announce or talk about anything like this anymore in the AMAs. All right. And yeah, let's see what happens in the future. As we said before, we will have this very nice and very engaged Twitter account, Twitter promoter tweeting for us, and the AMA, this giveaway will start, as Moneybin said, the second I end this call. How is it structured? The first 1.9 BNB buy will receive 0.5 BNB, and the biggest buy wins 0.5. If the biggest buy is over 9 BNB, we will double the price. Alright, and this is ending also today. Okay, very good. Very good giveaway, actually. 1.9 BNB exact. Yes. Let's see who hits this first. It's might be sometimes a little bit tricky with people maybe getting 1.89999. All right. So we have roughly 1 hour. As I said before, today I can't have a long AMA, as much as I would love a long AMA again, but I can't do it today because we have some other stuff going on in the background. Yeah, are there any questions you want to ask, you need to ask? Nothing yet. All right. Can't see a raised hand in the chat. Amazing. Keep in mind at the weekend, this was a question. Yes, of course, we will do some NFT art in the future, but right now, with this thing going on, we will talk about this later. I can share it with you. Simply, it's a lot easier that way, because we can't announce anything right now because we are still working on this whole brainstorm concept. Okay. So let's see for the weekend. There will be most likely either Saturday or Sunday 2 AMAs. Let's see of the schedule in which I can actually do them, because yeah, we need to cover some other time zones. We have some people who can't join an AMA throughout the week at all because, yeah, simply because of the time zone. And yeah, let's see. Let's wait for the press release. As soon as we have something announced, I will drop it in here. And yeah, this is basically it for today's AMA. Glad to have you all on this AMAs constantly. Really love it to have them. And yeah, very, very good timing because I really need to get into the meeting and have good luck with the giveaway if you are looking to participate in it. Very nice idea of Moneybin. And let's see, I think Moneybin will share the actual promo tweet in here, which should be timed around somewhere this time. He did actually very, very good work on this one, negotiating with the influencer and everything. So if you have the time, just go to the tweet, like it, retweet it, leave a comment there about us. Yeah, this, as I said before, this just helps tremendously, even if it doesn't appear to have any impact at all. All right, so I will head into the meeting. After this, I will send out the winnings of yesterday's competition. And yes, remember we have also a biggest buy until 24 UTC. Yes, it's 24 UTC. All right. Thank you. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all for your trust as investors and as a community. We are doing amazingly in this community. And I will end this call and head out to the meeting. Thank you all and talk to you soon. Bye bye.